Hi, everyone. So we are talking a little bit more about developing leadership skills, and we are moving on to creating a development plan. So I'm going to go ahead and share my, excuse me, share my screen with you. All right, so development planning. And let's move that out of the way. Perfect. Looks like I'm having some, again, a little bit of difficulty with my video. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. All right. So if you remember to your human resource management classes or any of your other classes on organizational behavior, training, development is different than training in that development is building your knowledge basis for positions that you may not have now, right? It's for helping you to be a better a better manager, a better leader in the future, changing your behavior, building your knowledge, building your experience, really becoming the kind of person that you want to be. And there are five interrelated phases to the development planning process, starting with identifying the needs, analyzing data to identify and prioritizing those needs, then creating a very focused, a very systematic, achievable plan, and then periodically reviewing the plan, reflecting on learning on the plan's effectiveness, and then modifying and updating it as needed. And finally, making sure that there is transfer of training, right? TOT. We're actually using what we are working on in our positions. We can do this by creating a gaps analysis. A gaps analysis is a really, it's an effective process, an effective planning process, a way that we can, sorry, my videos, it's not working very well. I was hoping that I could fix it. Oh, maybe it's working now. Okay, so a gaps analysis is it's a 4-part process. This is a way that you can determine your career objectives and then decide how to actually get there. You use feedback from outsiders in your gaps analysis for an effective gaps analysis, and you very often you'll work on your gaps with either a mentor or with the supervisor, boss in your organization, if he or she has time for it. They're very, it's a very effective way to develop and to learn what you need to learn and change your behavior. So this is what a gaps analysis actually looks like. It's a 4-part process. So GAPS is GAPS, clockwise. G is goals, where you want to go. A is abilities. What can you do now? What are your current abilities? P is the perceptions. And that's why it's so important in a GAPS analysis to get feedback from others. And then S is the standard of performance, right? What does your organization, what does your direct supervisor actually expect from you? Constantly, continuously creating and implementing these gaps analyses can really help you to become an effective leader and to move up quickly in an organization. So here is just as we saw before, this is an example of a gaps analysis. So you have your gaps, your goals, your abilities, your perceptions, your standards, and then the next step is you identify the gaps within the gaps, right? So what are the missing components? What's stopping you from getting to where you want to be? Where in your abilities or your perceptions what's off, right? What do you need to do to fill that gap and to get to where you need to be? That's really effective. And the fact that you're doing this with input from outsiders and the feedback from your supervisors, your mentors, makes it a very, very effective process for developing yourself. So bridging those gaps, identifying the gaps in the gaps, 7 steps for a high impact development plan. Number 1, excuse me, setting those objectives, setting the objectives that that come from your gaps. They need to be high priority career objectives. You should not be working on more than 2 or 3 career objectives at one time in your career. That's enough. 2 or 3 is plenty to work on if you want to be effective. Step 2, I'm so sorry. What are the criteria for success? What is it going to look like if you actually developed that particular skill, acquired that expertise, or changed your behavior? It's tougher. This step 2 is tougher for soft skills like listening, but for hard skills, it's easier, and you still can have a criteria for those soft skills. It's just a little bit tougher to articulate. Step 3 is the action steps. Specific, actionable job action steps. There's some great resources online for writing action steps. You can use the SMART approach, SMART. I'll let you look it up. But those are there's plenty online. There's also books that I've read that are really good. Successful Manager's Handbook is one. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. There's lots of resources available online. All right, step 4, whom to involve and reassess dates. So by reassess dates, we mean when will you have this done? When are we going to reassess this? So this involves the feedback, right? Who do you need to get it from? How often? This is really good at keeping you on track. Step 5 are your stretch assignments. This is your 10% stretching. Take on a special project that you've never done before, or whatever it is that's stretching you, right? Step 6, who are the people that can help? Who are the books to read? Where do you find those resources that you need, etc. And then finally, step 7, you can't learn without reflection. You cannot get better without stepping back and reapprising, and we call this double loop learning, right? Not just going through it the first time, but going through it again, right? Reflecting on your progress, your success. Your direct supervisor would be a really good person to do this with. If you tell them that you're working on a gaps assessment and you'd like their help on it, if they have time, maybe they can help you. But if not, don't take up people's time if they don't have that time. This is what a good place that a mentor would be, just so helpful in helping you to achieve what you need to achieve. So I hope that you enjoyed this process. I hope that you use this process. I've found that it has been extremely effective. I've done this many times throughout my career, and it's really helped me to develop the skills that I've developed over the years. So good luck. I hope that you enjoy working on your gaps. All right, take care. See you in the next video.